Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mics, 2 hours, starting now.
I'm the monkey optometrist. Better like this, better like that. That's the different voices I'd make.
That's good. You got me with monkey optometrist.
Choice A. How do I know what sound he's making? If he's saying, "Is it better like that?" and it stars.
Well, it's because he's flipping it.
You know, why can't they come out with comedies like this?
I don't know.
I don't know why. I don't know why I said that.
Because we're old and uncastable.
I don't know why I said that even. I've arranged myself. I'm looking directly into a light.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not good.
That's sort of. Are you a moth?
I'm not attracted to flying up to it or anything. But it's like now it's just annoyingly in my. Oh, no. I have to get up. You don't want me to get up and change it, right?
I do if it's going to be the center of your universe.
Yeah, it is going to be. Right. I'll be back a couple seconds.
All right.
You just keep going.
All right. Oh. Good morning, everybody. It's Thought Spiral here in the AM on a Wednesday.
I sure hope you can use this. Ow! Oh, God. I almost broke my pinky. I almost broke my pinky had I applied a lot of force to it.
Pinky or pinky toe?
Pinky.
Ouch.
Pinky.
Wow. That was an arduous light move.
Oh, there's no comparison. You can't tell me that anybody go, I'm going to set this up nice for Josh today.
Yeah.
Why would you set up a light? Turn that light on, the one I'm looking directly into, a little brighter, a little softer, a little brighter.
Yeah.
I know you like when the stage lights.
That's right.
Oh, Josh.
That's better than sunlight to me.
Yeah, how many times has this been said by somebody? Okay, there's a couple of, okay. I'm starting to be bothered by the hackiness of it all.
Yeah, of everything.
Right. Okay, so like,
is that like the internet of it all?
Yeah, because like I love this podcast. I'm going to talk more about this podcast until you stop me.
Okay.
But this podcast about the murder in South Carolina, and
you all right?
It's over. It's over, Josh. It's over. It's over. And I'm nervous, like I've blown it.
Yeah.
Point. What's the point of going? What am I scared of?
I don't know.
I know what I'm scared of.
What?
Here's how my mind works, right?
Okay. All right.
You know what you're scared of. Something that he's doing. It's something that he's doing that's bothering you, isn't it, Andy? Yeah. That doesn't work anymore.
Something that I'm doing?
Well, that's the way my mind would work.
Okay.
You know, I'm not comfortable now. You made me forget what I was saying. Okay, I got it now. So anyway, I'm listening to this podcast, and they have experts who come on.
Uh-huh.
And so, but the experts make the same joke because they haven't been on radio before or TV before. So they all do this like the coroner. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, you're the coroner. I'm going to ask you, what's it like being, I don't know if this is going to be a good enough clue. What's it like being a coroner? And then you have to answer me with a hack thing. As a coroner.
It's good. People are dying to get in.
No. It's like, it's not what it looks like on CSI.
Oh, okay.
And they say it, they present it as if it's the funniest thing they've ever said, the most original thing. And I can't blame them. That's not their job to be good on the radio. Right. I can't be good on the radio. And how many years
it is your
has it
job,
been?
yes.
Yeah, it is in fact, he couldn't even figure out, and it was my job as you were saying it. I figured, no, I'm on a podcast. That's not the radio.
It's not
at all.
But then again, either were those people you're talking about. So.
These people I'm talking about. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Can I tell you all the wonderful things that I love about them until you stop me?
Sure.
I'll start with one.
Okay.
Okay. It's called the impact of influence. It's about the Murtaugh. But first of all, the name is spelled funny. Right?
But it's Murtaugh, isn't it?
Okay, so here's what happens. This is their first podcast they've ever done.
Uh-huh.
They've got these trolls coming out of the woodwork they read this letter from this one guy. Hello. It's Murtalk. You're saying Murtalk. I can't even listen to you for one more second if this is the level of unprofessionalism. Well, it turns out everybody pronounces it different. They pronounce the guy's first name differently.
Yeah.
It's not, there is no rule. The troll was a perfect troll. No knowledge of what they were trolling about. Incredible anger.
Right.
And just wants to take somebody down. And these people have never done a podcast before, so they are trying to sincerely get things right.
I love that somebody is mad about a podcast being amateurish.
No, and it's like, and this is in the sleuthing community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
This is like, you can't, but
Are you a part of the sleuthing community, by the way?
No, because yesterday is the first time I heard it referred to as the sleuthing community.
Okay.
And that turned me off a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I do. I mean, I wish I was a sleuth, but it's like, not only am I late to the game, I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
These guys are actually
You're
good
like
at
the guy who shows up to the Easter egg hunt at like 3 p.m.
Well, these people come on. These guys, like here's our legal expert. He's a legal expert. He doesn't forget what he's saying every 3 seconds. He can't do what I do in his job. What was I saying, guys? What was I saying? Come on. All right. So anyway, they very quickly, this podcast explodes. So a lot, they go to hundreds of thousands of downloads. So now they make their first commercial. But what they do is they want to make remember we always talk about like, making commercials personable. And remember I had that idea?
All right.
4 years ago. And what is it true? What's true about the idea where you go, we'll make our own commercials personable? What's true about that?
What's true about it?
Yeah. Like the idea that like I was telling you, hey, Josh, we'll have our own commercials and people will like it because we'll do our own commercials.
Right. They won't feel like commercials. It'll feel like us.
What's that? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what would you conclude about that idea? The theory of that?
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. It doesn't work. Now, it works a little bit better if, like, this guy sounds like he has a music DJ job that he does.
Yeah. I want to steer you a little bit because you've gone through this spiel last week.
Okay, it's Jim. All right, so he goes.
Was it Quickies or what was the name of it?
Oh, I'll tell you right now. Anyway, The thing about this ad, Drizzlies, is that it is literally, if you did it live every time, it would still sound better than I've heard it 47 times now. Exactly the same way. Here he goes. Well, it's time to go to our sponsor, Drizzly. And then I focus on how the rest of everything that he says makes no sense. Like, you know how I talk and sometimes I'm making sense. Now it's locked in. So he goes, Drizzly wants to tell you, you have a special thing, maybe a birthday. And Whitney, it's not Whitney. Sydney, you like it because of the convenience. That's absolutely true. I like the convenience of it. And that's what I like. Drizzly, he goes, here's the last line. Drizzly, he goes, you no longer have to drive around for it. They come to you. Love it. Come on. I know I'm terrible at everything I do.
Well, no. It's just that I find that now you're accusing them of being amateurish. No. Here's the problem. You have to separate this from. I would be horribly upset if they listened to this and they was thinking I was putting them down. I think they're fantastic. Yeah. I'm just talking about the fact that You're describing an overall phenomenon using them as an example.
Yes, exactly. It wouldn't matter how good they were, but it's like I wouldn't be good at doing Drizzly after 1,000 of them, right? Because it's just the way they're awkward. But when you hear them, but anyway.
Don't think that didn't figure into our overall decision not to have ads.
Right. It's like these guys are like, and they're sincere people. They're trying to, but I just love, he goes, first of all, it took me 20 times to figure out what Drizzly is. It's a delivery service.
Yeah.
Like Uber Eats.
Right.
Because now you don't have to drive around. They come to you.
And he does sound a little bit like Tom Likas, but he is not like Tom Likas. He's a great, they're both great at what they do.
Right.
So I know I've kind of, you know what it is? I think I carry a certain amount of bad energy with me that people are always worried, am I going to lay it out? This story seems to be going, is it going to be, he wants it to be a charming story because now I'm up to the present with it. I'm literally up to today.
Wow.
As opposed to figuratively.
Whoa.
Oh, it's daylight savings time.
I've been
People drizzly.
I've been listening to Rachel Maddow's Bagman podcast, which is about.
I cannot believe that you're listening. I'm saying it like mocking it, but like to me, I hear her so much I couldn't listen to a podcast by her.
But this has clips and stuff. This has lots and lots of clips and
this is about Spiro Agnew, I think.
Yes, it is.
Are you proud of me?
Yeah.
What, Andy? That all you do is watch cable news and you can recall facts?
Right.
No, not proud of you.
But yeah, it's good.
So you listen to it and it is good. It's not like annoying, like listening to her on TV.
It's not like a 20-minute preamble to the story.
Well, now I'm going to have to listen to it.
Yeah, it's good. It's, I wasn't that, I was 2 when it happened. So
I wasn't 2.
Really, I didn't have my finger on the pulse of it, but
I did. I was a fully grown adult.
I didn't realize quite how Trumpian Agnew was.
I don't think I realized how Trumping he was when I was going through it because he was like,
how could you?
Well, I was old enough.
Yeah, but how could you think it was Trumpian in 1973?
I thought I'm ready to. I've noticed a couple things about me. I'm ready to get upset. I'm ready to get offended. What? What are you saying? Hey, the Bagman. Is this the theme song for the show? The Bagman gave me 2 cures. He said, walk right in. He said the one was something, and the other was railroad gin. Bob Dylan, you're lying. You never drank railroad gin, Bob.
There's no such thing as railroad gin.
That's right. There was no such thing. But that's not what I thought when I first loved Bob
Dylan. You can't ferment
Dylan.
gin in a boxcar.
He made. I know some of the ones he got from, looking at life like Verlaine. You're like Verlaine's and Rimbaud. I mean, how are you going to fight with that?
Right.
But do you fast forward during the commercials?
I do. That might be. I mean, that's the best thing about the podcast system is that 30-second button.
Yes. It works like a charm.
Yes.
And this works whether you use the podcast feature on your iPhone or however you decide to get, wherever you like to hear it. Listen to it on Apple Podcasts, or maybe you don't like it there. Get it where you like it. If they didn't say that, people go, well, I don't have Apple Podcasts. They think people are stupid. They could be right, though.
Well, I mean, I think it's sort of both are true.
Right. That they overdo it.
People are stupid. But
yes.
But people listening to podcasts know how to get podcasts.
Right. So every one of them, I would tell everybody, cut back one of the repeats of the phone number or the code. Just one.
Yeah.
That's... Once again, no, not once again, you fucking, I'm going to come over there and tear your throat out. Is that the right way to listen to a podcast?
It's not. It's not.
It is not. It is not. And I apologize.
Happy Purim, by the way.
I don't understand this. Is Purim today?
Purim is today, yes. Not to the listeners, to us.
Hey, believe me, if it was today and they were listening, it wouldn't be for the listeners either. There are 3 Jews who celebrate Purim, and one of them is named Saul. Haman, he was swinging while... Oh, I guess I can sing it because this is not owned by anybody. Haman, he was swinging while Mordecai was singing in Shushan long ago. Okay, kids. What? Yes, he chopped their heads off.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, the one verse of one Purim song I remember is Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and Haman was his name, sir. He would have murdered all the Jews, but they were not to blame, sir. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be, and nosh some Humintashen.
Wait, now you made up those.
No, that is in my genetic code from nursery school on.
But not the Jew part, though.
He would have murdered all the Jews, but they were not to blame, sir.
No. That is not a line
that
in a
is
song.
An
you
actual
put that
line,
in your song.
A line from
so
an
that you guys
actual
can have
song
fun.
taught to young children in a synagogue.
I'd like to kill the Jews, sir. He said, "Where are those Jews, sir?" I said, "They're not in the attic, sir." That is the worst song. This is why the Jews are persecuted. It's for songs like that. I swear to God. Well, you're a little kid. You shouldn't probably even have the word murdered in your songs.
Yeah, but if you're a Jew,
12.
if you're a Jew, they start prepping you early.
Why does it have to be also poorly written? Was his name Sir? You can rhyme anything if you keep saying Sir at the end of it.
You can, but they went with blame, sir. So it wasn't like.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
His name, Sir. And
it was just
so the Sir is.
Yeah,
Sir is the second
they
read.
They needed it for the meter.
I want to say, but you, sir, how's it going, Jew, sir? I think that it's too, sir. What a ugly crew. I don't use like those ugly crew. What a great, sir. What do you mean it doesn't rhyme? I say, sir. What do you mean? Of course it's rhyming. I say, sir, at the end of it. Just sir, 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 sir.
They did that a lot in Hamilton with Aaron Burr, sir.
No.
They did.
I'm beginning to think I couldn't watch that. I wouldn't enjoy that musical.
You know, I like to, you can pretty much bet you're not going to enjoy anything and be safe.
Well, Richard Lynn Miranda, just don't, I'm not kidding. Richard
Lynn Manuel.
No, I was trying to think of the guy who was on Starsky with the three. Glazer. I wanted to go Philip Michael Glazer.
Paul Michael Glazer.
Paul Michael Lynn Miranda Glazer. And people laugh because it's just funny what I do.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like it when you show your work.
I hate when they go. I hate this expression. And I hope that you never used it. I'm showing them a little leg. You never said that, right?
Of course
Let's
I never
show
said
some
that.
leg.
No, I've never said that.
But you've heard it, though, right?
I've heard it in, like, old-timey things.
Right. Well, like when a group of men would meet and they go, just between us girls. It's from that time period.
I guess, sure.
You're claiming now, you're trying to make it as if I'm making up a noir reference. It's a real reference.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's not from our era.
Why do you say that?
You say it like it was happening a lot during your lifetime.
I already feel like an old man, and you've made it worse for me.
Well, there's nothing I can do about that.
That's true. You can't be. It's not your fault that I'm scared of death.
It's not.
It's not your fault that if something happened, if there was a fire in this house, that I would fight Susan to get out of the window first. That's not your fault. That's not your doing.
No, it's not.
You didn't make me dead inside. You didn't ask me. I don't like Brody. You didn't ask me to quit trying. I'm in Sherman Oaks on Doheny. I had to get that in my system.
You know who I almost magically conjured at dinner last night?
What happened?
I'm saying, do you know? I magically conjured someone at dinner last night by.
Oh no! How'd you do it?
Talking about how they had disappeared from the face of the earth, and then boom, they were there in the restaurant.
Wait a second! You're back in restaurants?
I did last night. I don't go to a lot of restaurants, but I went to Musso and Frank last night.
You went to Musso? Oh my God, I love that restaurant. What'd you have?
I went with a filet mignon because I don't
on the grill, right?
Yeah.
Of course. What else would it be? Why am I talking like
I had it boiled, actually.
I wanted to slang the lingo.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And were there people there, like old timey people, or just it was?
Well, the people at my table were very much old timey people. You
were there with Chuck McCann.
Yeah.
And
Burt Reynolds. No.
We were
Who
in
are you there
we
with?
were in the Orson Welles booth in the corner though, which is nice.
Was there another name of your namesakes there with you?
Of my namesakes?
Somebody named you the same name as you?
No.
I can't figure out what this crew is. Is this your old Magic Castle crew?
No, these were my later peeps. This was Tony DeSena, who you know, right?
Oh, beautiful.
Who picked up the check, which makes him even more beautiful.
Oh, my God.
I knew he was going to do it after he ordered the $150 bottle of wine. I was like, all right. This is it.
Oh, you knew that was coming,
Yeah.
right?
I knew there was no fighting it at that point.
Wow.
And another writer from the show named Philip Vaughn, who you probably don't know.
Philip Vaughn?
Yeah.
I think that name sounds familiar. From The Tonight Show?
No, he was on Letterman, though.
Oh, okay.
And I think he did Arsenio as well back in the day before he worked for me.
Wow.
And then Eddie October, who is the producer of the show.
I know Eddie October.
Yeah.
Why have we never compared notes on Eddie October? He's a very, very nice gentleman who I've known, and I don't remember where I worked with him in.
Yeah.
Did he work a lot in sports?
No.
Oh. Why don't I remember?
He's directing now, and the really upsetting thing is that one of the shows he's directing is You Bet Your Life. I said, oh no, you just ruined the whole hate watching thing for me, Eddie.
And what did he say? Actually, why would he talk like Leno? Is he say actually it's fun to work with Leno, or actually?
I didn't get the sense that he was having a lot of fun, but he did say that Leno was a good dude.
Well, this has got to be an easy show.
Yeah, and I never doubted for a second that Leno was easy to work with.
Right, until he cut you off with the spagingos.
Right.
He's easy to work with, but if you're on another staff like Conan and you've invested your whole life in moving out, that he doesn't care.
Yes.
Not so bad. But if he sees you,
but he totally. I mean, he always did cover his crew's ass. He covered his people really well. There was a thing where there was a big uproar when I was at NBC where they were drug testing everybody for health insurance. And if you tested pot, and this was weed too.
It's disgusting.
So they were literally, the entire office, except for the writers, of course, who had Writers Guild insurance, were on this weed fast for a month, basically.
Oh my God.
So it was like a very dense office for a month.
Horrible thing.
But Leno, to his credit, said if anyone from my staff gets fired or gets cut off, I'm going to rehire them through my production company.
Right. If they test too high for clever material, that's something else.
All right.
That's very good. Yeah. The other thing is that you have to give it up about certain people. Like he's not, I don't see him as I see him as a generous guy, except no social skills. Cause you don't talk about the fact that you never spent your money on anything.
All right. Yes. That's just rude.
But he tips, I'm sure.
I bet.
Yeah. You're one of those people.
I think you have to if you're that famous.
Was that last night?
Was what last night?
When you went to the meal?
Yes.
Wow.
And the person I conjured was Barry Sobel.
I'm so glad that you conjured it. First of all, Barry Sobel will be here forever. He's old. I think he's probably younger than me.
Yeah, probably.
Barry Sobel. Or the same age as me.
But it's still, he's probably 60.
And you think, I always worry about him.
Yeah.
Is he going to be around?
Right. No, it was sort of, he was one of those guys. What happened was someone brought up Scott LaRose.
Exactly.
And I'm like, he disappeared like Barry Sobel. And boom, Barry Sobel's there.
And you might want to tell the Thought Spiral listeners that Scott LaRose was the person on that when I reissued that State of the Industry that he's playing around with the dividers.
I don't recall.
So I recall something, and it's all of a sudden.
Oh, you recall something about you? Imagine.
What's that voice? Imagine. It's almost like that. No. Yes. Hey, yes. Yes. I can't be that loud because I'll get people in trouble because the wife will go, "What are you doing in there?"
Stop doing Frank Nelson. Enough with the Frank Nelson. Bam, bam, bam.
I'm trying to do my podcast. Yeah, but keep it down to a dull roar. My dad used to say a dull roar.
Yeah.
So, Josh, should I tell the story of what happened to me? It's all embarrassing towards me. So, I
got fished by a much more benevolent scam, but nonetheless, we've both been fooled. So go ahead.
Okay, so the thing you have to know about it is that it contains all of the embarrassing details that are contained in this kind of scam, appealing to my ego.
Right.
Hey, we're from the verified team.
Is this on Instagram or Facebook?
Yeah. It started on Instagram. Do you know that they just sent me this. I tried to tweet about it, but I must have messed up. But they just contacted me again. And here's what they said. Hello. I said, why is there a misspelling in your address? And I realized if there's any misspelling at all, it's not the company.
Right.
In fact, but this is a weird misspelling though, Josh. It's i.instagram.meta. So somehow, okay, so they go, I say, why is there a misspelling in your address? How can I tell if you're really from Meta? Here's what they just wrote to me. Hello. We are employees. We are working on Facebook and Instagram. We can help you. We don't ask for money from anyone. Money or something like that. Did you hear me, Josh? We don't ask for money from anyone. Money or something like that. They wrote or something like that.
And you were still on board. You're like, oh.
Someone made, no, not now. Okay. Not now. Someone made a request to access your Facebook account. We have temporarily disabled your account. You must verify your identity. They've come at me 12 times with this shtick. Yeah. You must verify your identity in order for us to grant you access to your account. We can't force you to do anything. That sounds official, right?
Right.
We here at Subway shops, we can't force you to use your rewards.
All right. So I need a little more clarity on the sequence of events.
Okay, so here's what happened.
All right.
When I got verified on Twitter a long time ago, I was Todd. Of course, I remember this later. Todd Barry recommended this guy who actually worked at Twitter. And then once I talked to him a couple of times, I probably had to send him my driver's license or something like that.
Right.
But the difference here was these people are not from the company.
Right.
So it looks like Instagram, and it looks like we're from the blue check team.
Uh-huh.
And I figured, and so
what did they say?
Why? We would like to help you get your blue check.
Okay.
And all you had to do, the first thing I did, and this is no excuse. The first thing I did was I sent them a copy of my passport, which you normally do in these situations.
With anything blacked out?
There's nothing on. I now, having talked to ID theft, there's nothing on your passport that is dangerous unless you wrote your social security number on it. But they must have a reason to ask for it because I'm sure it's worked before.
Right.
And then they go, we need your phone number. All right. Then we need, okay. And here's what they're saying. I'm not lying to you, Josh. They're saying things like, okay, any second now you'll see the blue mark. All right now. Here's what they said. Do you see 48? No. Okay, it's just write what I'm writing back. 72. I write 72. He goes, yes. YAS. You don't write that. Isn't that what someone is doing when isn't that a friendly thing? Yes.
Sure. In Russia.
I thought he was from India or something. Yes. So he must be keeping me online while he's trying to, so they got my phone number and they goes, and now of course we need your email. I give him my email. He goes, that's that one. No, it must be another one. He says, go for a different one. Well, somewhere along the line, I have realized now that I have been scammed.
Right.
Fully scammed.
All right.
Scammed where I can feel it in my asshole.
Sure.
Okay. The worst part, Josh, was when I started to get upset, I said, I was tweeting about this. I said, how do you how do I know that you're not cheating me? And he put a heart emoji. So on Twitter, I said, that's his way of saying nice doing business with the fucking moron.
Yes, that was a pat on the head.
Oh, that's mean though. They are still. Do you want me to read that they're still they're trying to email me?
Sure.
All right. The guy goes,
do you have control of your account back now?
No. Instagram, I do. And by the way, I did learn one thing. There's a thing on Instagram called Accounts Center.
Yeah.
And they had linked some account from Facebook. So I just took that out and then my Instagram was okay.
Okay.
But here we go. This came in this morning. Hello, how are you? Please, can you answer me on Instagram? Because he's referring to this thing I just read you. Is him.
Yeah.
Right? I want to restore your Facebook account. I regret what I did to you. I want everything back to you as it was. I'm sorry. Earlier, thank you. Can you tell me how your account was hacked? You must leave me your mobile number, your email address, gmail.com. Why'd you write gmail.com? Because she's getting tired. These scammers don't even care anymore.
All right.
Mail password. What kind of phone were you using when you lost access to your Facebook account? This is so that when they take over your account and Facebook says, what kind of phone are you using? Then they find out I have an iPhone. It's more information about me that they can use.
Sure.
So right now, my Facebook account is deactivated.
Yeah. That's the best kind.
I want to tell you this, Josh. I don't know if I will activate it.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason. What am I doing on Facebook? Well, I do keep contact with family. I guess I could keep contact with them on Instagram. I don't know. I'm not missing a thing. I never use Facebook, but you cannot get Facebook to contact you. There's no way to literally. It's like they don't have enough money for like customer service.
Right.
You cannot reach them. There's no way. If you go contact Facebook, it takes you about 30 minutes to find an actual email address.
Right. Those are the times where you realize you're not a customer, you're the product.
Right, because how many days did it take you to get?
It took a month. It took a month to get my account back.
Was that Instagram?
Twitter.
No, Twitter. Oh, I guess I'm lucky it's not Twitter, right? Because Twitter is the only thing I really use.
Yeah.
And
I fell for someone posing as someone else.
Right, though that I know, but that to me is reasonable.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes, and that's to me is reasonable because now I would never get fooled by that again, but because I see that all the time. I don't click on anything ever.
Yeah.
But this one was like, oh, all right, mother's maiden name. Let me see if I can find that. Right. You know, I think I do have my fingerprints. I do have a release. Oh,
a stool sample?
What I didn't give them, of course, is they don't have any passwords from me.
Right.
They're getting into my account from a different way.
Like,
me giving them the
information. What was the name of the dog that was near you when you got hacked?
What's your PIN number for your card? 2222. I'm 22722. Can you write it again, please? Last night they sent to me, they go, do us a favor. This guy goes, do me a favor. When you write, can you write more clearly when you're online? Giving you right? These are mocking people. This is their fun now. This is the prank show that goes along.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I was wanting to do last night, Josh. Here's what crossed my mind. Thanks a lot. I was going to tell them my mother just died.
Yeah.
I ruminated on this, just like fantasized about it.
All right.
Like different ways this would go.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Well, that doesn't sound good. I just want to let you know, I hope you're happy. My sister died, but this wouldn't work.
All right.
My sister died 2 days ago, and I have a horrible feeling my mother's going to die 10 days afterward. No, that's not going to work.
You really think you can fight hackers with pathos?
That's what I'm looking for. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I lost my. This was another way. Hey, I hope you're happy. 2 years ago, this week, I lost my mother and my sister. I hope you're happy. What is the matter with this? Is almost worse than getting scammed.
It is.
It reminds me. I don't know if I ever told you this. Tig, you know the comic Tig, right?
Yes.
She did a bit about.
Has she dropped the last name?
Oh, Tig Notaro.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what's the matter with me is. So she did the story once at Meltdown about how these people ripped her off, right?
Yeah.
They ripped her off, and then they contacted her again to say, "We're very sorry. We want to give you the money back." And she runs into the room and she tells her girlfriend, they want to give, and the girlfriend's wrestling her away from the computer. They're not, you can put they're sorry and they want to give it back. You know, there's just something where you feel like, all right, you're going to appeal. I'm going to appeal to your humanity, you nutcase.
Right.
And you're going to go, you know what? I should remember there's a person behind this scam when I scam them.
Right. Yes.
Well, then I have ID theft. So ID theft, if you ask me what you get for $13, do you have ID theft protection?
I do. Because of a couple incidents.
What's that?
Because of a couple incidents.
Right. Is it $12.99 a month you pay?
I don't know.
You can't pay. Did you ever think, how come my wife and I can't get a package together? No, you can't. You know why? You have separate social security numbers. So that's why they do it that way. And for $13 a month, what you get is they will monitor your credit. They will, but you know what they won't do? They will not get on the phone with Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah.
To talk to them about getting Andy's account back.
Right.
That doesn't seem to be a priority. They said, well, he said to me, well, they don't really, we deal with credit agencies. We'll be there for you on a conference call. They mentioned that. Like if a creditor's on a conference call.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be on the conference call too.
That's good, I guess.
Well, they're caseworkers.
That's right.
Anyway, Josh, I just want to say this, that people have been telling me now, and you're probably going to tell me the same thing. My identity wasn't stolen, luckily.
Yeah.
But now I have to just monitor my bank accounts every 10 minutes until the rest of my life, just to see if anyone's gotten in.
All right.
I'm also going to be changing my phone number.
Someone has my fucking, my SSN is out there. So it's, someone applied for both an SBA emergency loan and unemployment in using my, during the pandemic.
With your current thing, now they would catch that the first time, right?
They would alert it, yeah, if there was any inquiry to the.
Right. Wow. And you know, I hate to say the cliche thing. I felt this way and I was lucky, right? I felt this way, violated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I was violated and then you feel really creepy about that part of it.
Yeah. And stupid.
Yeah. Wait a second. You don't have to hold it. Wait. What was that word you said?
And?
No, after and. Daddy, I am not stupid. Yes, you are. You're Stu. Your first name should be Stu. And your last name should be Pid. We should have called you Stu Pid Kindler. That wouldn't have been bad. The Stu part wouldn't have been so bad.
No.
What's your middle name again? Never mind. What's your middle name? It's Pid. Stu, your middle name is Pid?
Stuart. It's Stuart.
It's Stuart. Oh, okay, that's right. Hey, his name is Stuart Pid. It's not stupid. And for years they have fun at the school. Yeah. And everyone at the school. I don't remember being a bully like that, though. I don't remember I remember being bullied by people, but I don't remember being in that. I guess I do it now, maybe. But that idea where you're like, oh, isn't this fun? Not even bullying. Just like, hey, let's throw the water into someone's bed or whatever.
I suspect you piled on a few people.
Yeah, but I was always worried. Come on, fellas. Like that. I was more like, fellas, it's loud.
Yeah.
At summer camp once I cried because they wouldn't stop monkeying around.
What did monkeying entail?
Yelling and being very loud like it's midnight.
Yeah.
And I said, will you guys stop it? And they go, oh, will you guys stop? They use the same mocking voice.
Were you worried about not getting enough sleep or worried about getting in trouble?
Worried about getting in trouble. Worried about getting in trouble, but also probably thinking, yeah, you won't get enough sleep. You know, my mother's voice or someone's voice is in there constantly.
I'm going to be tired and I'll be cranky for my craft shed.
Oh, no, what a horrible thing to subject children to. Arts and crafts.
Yeah.
And the fact, last night I was just thinking, there's really no better song than Camp Granada. It really has everything in it.
Yeah.
And they said we'll have some fun if it stops raining. I wouldn't even know that the counselors hated the waiters because I didn't go to a Jewish camp.
All right.
But
I don't think Camp Granada was a Jewish camp.
What's that?
I don't think Camp Granada was a Jewish camp.
I guess I saw it as a Jewish camp because I was thinking about
Because
up
it was
in the
Alan
Kutchers.
Sherman.
What's that?
Because it was Alan Sherman.
Yeah, he was Jewish. Well, I went to a YMCA camp too, but I thought it was like up in those Kutchers area, you know, like, do you know what I'm talking about when I say Kutchers Country Club?
The Catskills.
Yeah. But have you ever heard of that? That was Jerry Lewis's place.
Yes, I have heard of Kutchers.
And my brother worked there for summer.
Really?
Yeah. When he was like 16 or something.
In the dying
So that's
days.
why I thought it was more like the counselors hate the waiters. That's like a more of an upscale camp.
Right.
But you're saying not necessarily Jewish.
Right.
All right.
But you're probably more right than me in terms of what he had in his head.
Well, yeah, but Grenada sounds like a country that we invaded. It doesn't sound like a Jewish camp.
Right. That's the thing. Is there's nothing Jewy about Grenada. Was my
Grenada, yeah. But was there something Jewish about the Nevele? The Nevele. Where are you staying? We're at the Nevele. They weren't specifically Jewish.
No, they weren't.
Yeah. You know, that's not an impression of me yawning. I mean, snoring. It's me dying. Okay, I'm sorry. Here you go. Walk it off.
Oh, that was
Walk
a death
it
rattle,
off.
not a snore. I see.
It's a death rattle. Now, Joshua.
Yes.
What's been new in your life besides meals, dangerous meals out? Have you been anything being greenlit?
Nothing's been greenlit, but conversely, nothing's been redlit.
I don't know if it's ever going to end. A couple of months ago, if you had told me it's going to end, first of all, secondly of all, have you been following this thing over in Ukraine?
Yes, I have.
Well, what do you think? What'd you take on it? The world's worst
This
host.
thing in Ukraine.
The world's worst host. 65 degrees downtown. Hey, you're talking drizzly. Now they come to you. I love it. On the phone is Josh Weinstein. All right, I'm sorry, but it is the world could have. I was thinking about this yesterday. The world could end any minute. Like, you know how you watch these people on TV and go, I couldn't feel. I'm looking at these people. They're refugees. This could be us. You know, and that sounds greedy. It sounds selfish, but this could be us a week from now. But then I'm thinking maybe not because we're a little bit out of the way.
Yeah, I don't think his next step is to try to invade the U.S.
Well, first of all, he didn't do it, Josh. The deep state.
But if he invades Poland, he's invading the U.S.
Right. But it was the deep state that forced him to do this. Trump said it. How come Trump has any followers now that he said to go to the Chinese? They should have they should have painted the planes like Chinese.
Yeah.
Well, how do you still wake up the next day? You still have an organization. I'm asking you, Josh, explain to me the Trump phenomenon.
I'm trying to explain it like you're a 5-year-old.
I don't really think I'm much different than a 5-year-old. I don't think temperament-wise, and I think that's one of the big breakthroughs I've made in therapy is, why don't you stop acting like a fucking baby? Like, she'll say that to me 3 to 4 times a session. hey. And she calls me fuckface now.
How many
She
times
loves
does
it.
she usually slap you?
She can't now that I'm at the Zoom, but she used to in her office.
Right.
She would say, don't make me. And she would hold her hand up like my mother. My mother would hold her hand up. Like I wasn't scared that she was going to hit me, but it looked ghoulish.
Right.
She would hold her hand up. We were probably, I don't remember how old I was. I always say I was 5 in the story. Like, and she would be just like, and I knew that she probably wasn't going to hurt me, but it was still horrible.
How did she cock it though? Was it a cocked backhand?
It's like
or was it above but near her ear?
She's hovering high.
Okay.
It's hovering high by her ear.
Okay.
It's out, so it's like a little bit like a karate chop.
Okay.
And she's coming down with the palm, like she's waving the palm near you.
Okay.
And then she has a look on her face like this. But I should have known that I wasn't causing that at age 6. That's not my fault.
Yeah, I think it is.
Mom's having it. Says the give it a shot brothers.
Right.
But, I used to think that everybody had that same experience, but it's not true. I mean, I didn't realize that I liked shows like Leave It. I think I've talked about this a million times. Leave It to Beaver, Donna Reed, all these terrible shows, really, ultimately.
Right.
But they had a conventional, like a family who cared about them. Their mother cared about what they were
But I think that's why
lunch.
everybody watched those shows.
Yes, you're right.
It was
I'm
wish
not
fulfillment, not a mirror being held up.
Right, but you had a nice mommy.
I did.
I mean, I love my mom. Don't get me wrong.
No, I'm not saying. I mean, I think lots of people had it better than you. Don't get me wrong.
No, I don't want to get you wrong, and I don't want to get my mom wrong because ultimately, she couldn't help it, Alice. It's in her nature.
She's
Your
a
mother's
blabbermouth.
To me, it's like you'll never be able to recreate how delicious or whatever you want to call it it was to do mother-in-law type jokes.
Right.
And that one where he sets an alarm clock for when she's going to question his ability as a man.
Yeah.
It just happens in 45 seconds. She's like, I just don't understand, Alice. I just don't understand. You in high school, you dated, and boom, it goes off. Oh, that was a good show. That show is, this is amazing. Like, it sounds like a hacky thing to say, but it is amazing how great I Love Lucy was, and some of those early shows were so great.
Yeah.
When they were so young as a medium.
Yeah. Although the medium had certainly been, the storytelling and joke part of the medium had been established on radio.
Right, but the
real innovations were how to shoot it. But
right.
In terms of the actual comedy, I mean,
right. I see what you're saying there, but the fact that they're not done much differently. In other words, like if they were still going today, they may not shoot in the same way, but for so long, they are basically shot the same way.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Did I tell you that I read the book or something, or I don't know. Oh, the podcast Ben Mankiewicz, when where Ricky, his name's not Ricky, but Desi got somebody who figured out how to light.
Right.
They figured out how to have 3 areas lit up.
Right.
At once.
Right.
I should go around as like a tour. It's like I have such a way with words, like, and the way that I have with them is I'm not good with them.
You're standoffish with them.
I'm standoffish. Look, yes. Do I write? Yes. Do I tell jokes? Maybe. But would I say I'm the most articulate person in the world? No.
Are you waiting for a laugh?
I have been for many years, Josh. Are you waiting for a laugh should be the name. Every time I think of my brother. Is it funny? Is it funny?
People are calling concerned.
People are calling. Oh my God. Now, I don't know. In that moment, my brother he had to be knowing he was saying something very funny.
Yes.
But if he wasn't, if he just was concerned, it's just as funny to me.
Yeah.
People are calling. Really? And I think basically the idea is, what is the joke? You take a picture of yourself on a dangerous thing and go, I just got punched in the face.
This was right before I got mugged. Yeah.
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
Which I did for the record, I understood as a joke.
Right. You knew it wasn't a good
But
one.
I also
you knew...
understood how people misinterpreted it.
Yes.
It looked like your very flippant way of reporting that you were mugged.
Right. And that would be like a kind of a
And Andy?
horrible.
Is that funny?
It's not funny. It isn't. I can understand the person who would. That person is in me. Of like right after I got beat up.
But that's the worst when you get burned by people's goodwill.
Yes. oh man. But the other part is we're all of us people as humans. We're all.
Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and Haman was his name, sir. He would have murdered all the Jews, though they were not to blame, sir. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be, and nosh some hamintashin.
Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and Haman was his name, so destroy the Jews, that was his plan, though they were not to blame, so oh, te mama be, oh, te mama be, oh, te mama be, and awesome home and tashin.
Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and was his name, sir. He tried to kill us, every Jew, though they were not to blame, sir.
Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. And not some hamintashin.
Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, a wicked, wicked man. Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and Haman was his name. Oh, he lied and lied about the Jews, though they were not to blame. Oh, oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be, and nash some hamintashin. Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and his name was Haman. He made everybody bow, and we said no way, man. Oh, today, Mary, 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 oh, today, Mary, Mary, oh, today, Mary, Mary, and
awesome home and tashin.
Hi, Josh. I love you, Josh. I dig what you do. I care about you. Why do I still see you? Why are you hovering? I don't understand. What do you get from hovering like that?
It's just a shadow. I see a shadow.
No,
of you
but you can see. Oh, you do too?
Yeah.
How about this?
Yeah, I can't see your movement. It's the shadow of the last frame.
Oh, you can't.
It's the shadow of the last frame before you muted your camera.
I'm making the middle finger, and it's so funny.
It is, but
like
I can't see it. No.
You dog. Now, this should be a better...
I'm teabagging the camera right now.
Oh, I don't like... Oh, does that mean like a penis?
No.
I saw a movie last night talking about penises. I saw a movie, one of the 5 movies I saw. I mean, one of the Oscar-nominated movies. The Power of the Dog.
Yeah. And what did you think?
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I have not seen it. I've heard it's quite good, but it's a really big slog to get to the good.
Yeah, it's a lot of slogging. It's a lot of slow. Like, I'm not somebody who normally cares how slow the movie is, but I was a little. In this case, I was like a little bit slow. There was something slow about it, getting to the point, and then it was hard to watch because you keep thinking Benjamin Cumberbatch. Is his name Cumberbatch?
You've abstracted it so much I don't even know it. Benedict Cumberbatch, I believe it is, isn't it?
Well, how do you have a name like that?
You come from England.
That's such a great name. So he's good in it, but he's scary as all get out.
Yeah.
And the guy who plays the other guy is also an excellent actor, and I keep recognizing he looks a little like Andy Richter. He looks a little like other people.
Huh.
All right. Thanks. Thanks,
right.
Andy. Thanks. Thanks. Good job. Anything else, Andy? Oh, yeah. I have a lot more movies to report on with sketchy background. No, I don't.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, I'm very excited when I see things.
Yeah.
Because I can't watch the war. I want to blame the Foo Fighters because they had that song, "We're Waiting on a War."
Yeah.
Do you realize that this is actually a joke I came up with, and now I had to say it out loud?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
So they didn't have that song?
No, they do.
Okay.
Because they have a song called "I'm Waiting on a War, War." He says his whole life he's been waiting on a war.
Yeah.
So, nice going. Nice going. I think that I like annoying things. I don't like comedy so much as I like being annoying.
Yeah. Well, then you're on the Mount Rushmore.
What does that mean? I don't get that joke. Explain that joke to me, Mount Rushmore.
You're on the Mount Rushmore of annoying people.
And is Howie Mandel up there with me?
He is. With a fucking rubber glove over half his head.
No, he's outgrown that, so we can't pin that thing on him.
Yeah, you can. That's when he made the mountain.
You say he made the mountain of money on his
I didn't say a mountain. I didn't say a mountain of money.
What'd you say?
I said Mount Rushmore, Andy.
You don't have to add that Andy at the end. That's really bad.
It's a little it's a little it's a little bit of get a grip built into that.
Yeah. It's effective and long lasting.
It's when you're dealing with a narcissist, nothing focuses them like hearing their name.
It's just a little tricky to learn.
A little trick from the narcissist whisperer.
Well, I was listening to a true crime thing the other day, and I thought I fell asleep during it, but they were just about to talk about what's the difference between OCD and OCPD.
Yeah.
OCPD is obsessive compulsive personality disorder.
Ah.
And that's supposed to be a worse version of it, but then I fell asleep before I found out. I don't think I have that. Well, I think I do have a personality disorder.
I can't say.
What's that?
I said I can't say.
Well, no. I mean, in a joking way. Let's say on the continuum of people, if you had to place me on the narcissist spectrum,
yeah,
I'm on the spectrum.
You are on the spectrum. I will have to concede that, but I don't think you're on the toxic end of the narcissism spectrum.
No, I mean, I see that. I can see that in myself. I can see it in myself. I could see someone telling me. I could see myself. It's when you see your own, what you think is your own selfishness being placed in front of others. But it's a very tricky thing because if you got raised by a narcissist,
yeah,
then it's just all fucked up.
Narcissism has such a negative connotation. Although what I'm going to replace it with sort of does too, but I believe you're more self-obsessed than narcissistic. If there's a line there,
I think there may be a line because self-obsessed means
because I don't believe
less.
Yeah, you're not incapable of empathy.
Right. Right.
You're just in your own way.
Yeah, I think that's a nice way to say it. But it's like when I'm learning about my mother, it's like my mother was my mother was a kind of a narcissist.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the psychological day, I can't hate her. I can't believe I said that so smoothly.
It was delightful.
It's like, I'm not supposed to, the net result is, it's like, I'm not supposed to hate my mother because her mother, tortured the life out of her self-esteem,
Yeah. Well, and I can only, the filter I have for these issues is my wife, who had a truly narcissistic mother, and, a lifelong sort of weighing of, is having a relationship with her better than not,
Right.
And luckily she chose the having part, and it ended up well between the two of them. But
well, you helped.
I think I helped, but it still was about them more than me, for sure.
Right. But I mean, the fact that you actually had affection for her, that it did help, I think. But I mean, I'm not saying anything other than the fact that if you were getting along with her mother like Jackie Gleason got along with his mother-in-law, it would have made it worse.
It would have made it worse, but the thing that that Allison saw, the thing that I brought to the table was making fun of her instead of being scared of her, and seeing and people saw that she laughed, because narcissists will laugh at a joke about them because it's about them.
Yes, that's true.
It's just absolutely true. And the other thing was that, my mother-in-law was a completely charming woman,
right.
This Irish, very engaging woman. So people, I think Allison liked that I saw through that.
Yes.
And still, I could do both. I could get along with her mother and still see that she was being an animal to my wife, and mitigate it to the extent I could, but it was really between them,
And how'd she get along with her dad? I don't remember that part too much.
Much better.
Right. Yeah.
There were teams in her house.
Oh, like with the amongst the sister,
the mother, son, and the father, daughter teams. Yes.
The thing is that when you come to the I know I've said it a million times before, though, but when you come to the realization that sibling rivalry exists and you can't necessarily overcoming it is not the game, really. It's more understanding that it exists.
Yeah, in my experience, and this might be self-serving, it probably is, but I felt such intense sibling rivalry coming at me from my older brother. Like he just, from a very early age, I felt like he was threatened by my very existence.
And he doesn't disagree, right?
He doesn't disagree now.
Right.
We're all good now.
But did he actively hate you at one point?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like for, 12 years.
Oh my God. That must be so terrible. It's like, oh my God.
I mean, it wasn't constant hostility.
Right. It was, yeah.
But there was a baseline hostility.
It wasn't like the wall, like I imagined the Wahlbergs would have been like.
Right. Yeah.
Or the, who's the other family? The, Baldwins.
Right. But no, there was physical and mental abuse heaped on me. Some of it, well within the bounds of traditional older brother. Some of it, excessive.
Wait a second now. I didn't know that your brother was a sadist.
He was.
Is this why he went into?
He was absolutely a sadist at one point.
Is this why he went to the ethics field?
Yes, I think it is.
Oh, in my own life, believe me, I'm a monster. But I aspire to a higher. Wow, it's so funny. It's so funny because I've never been the older brother. I've never had that feeling that my sister had. That it only destroyed me for it. I only took it.
Well, you were enough younger
years.
too that you weren't that fun. I think. Like, what's the gap between
5 years? And the thing was, when I was a little kid, she treated me like a little baby, and she really did love me a lot. But I must have been annoying. And I'm annoying, and we're peers,
right? And I'm sure I was annoying too.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've never been in the position of the person who found the other person just so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, like your brother must have went, oh fuck. Here it's Schmecky's home again with his, I did so well. What was it that bothered him about you? Were you like more friendly or were you more?
No, I don't, it was much more primal than that. It wasn't based on a character judgment of me as a baby.
I can't stand them. Look,
I'm 3.5. I'm the center of the universe. And here comes this fuck.
Oh, your age difference is 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like my brother. 2 years am I? Yeah. 5 years is, I don't know, 5 years. 5 years was.
Well, and I think an older sister is going to treat a much younger brother a lot differently.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was in the, is the catbird seat the seat you want to be in? No.
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, because you're the cat?
I don't know. Or you're the cat's bird. You're the bird on the cat's shoulder.
You know, I love kitties.
Yeah.
And I love birdies too.
Yeah.
But I
Don't get both at the same time.
No, you don't get both. You can't, right? You literally can't, right?
I think it happens, but
Somebody
there are certain precautions that must be taken.
seriously does not understand the pet dynamic. Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing I don't expect. Like, you see kitties, and this is where maybe my limited knowledge of everything comes in. They seem so cute, and I love the way they lick their paws. I mean, it's the cutest thing you ever saw in your livelong life.
Yeah.
And then the next moment, they're dragging in some dead thing.
Yeah, because I think because the truth is, I think that cats are less domesticated than dogs. Like at the end of the psychological feline day,
Right. They're more well.
There's not
more
much
like,
different. There's a lot less difference between a house cat and a tiger than there is between a house dog and a wolf.
So what you're saying basically is you never really understand. Like, I mean, I loved my kitty, but you don't ever really feel like you can understand them like you could understand a dog.
Yeah. The connection is much more utilitarian with a cat, I feel like. Don't send me letters, cat lovers.
I always think that Frank Conniff bit. Yeah.
Which one?
The one about like the cats are people at those cat conventions. Cats are perfectly this, and then he goes, "That's my parents really did a number on me." Oh, that Frank Conniff is funny.
He is.
You know, comics are funny if they're funny.
Yeah.
I like what they do.
Yeah, it's true.
Have you thought about it that way? I'm starting to get annoying. You can sense it in my voice. Starting to get annoying. I tried to watch the movie Good Will Hunting. I don't think it's a good movie. I didn't think it was a good movie when I saw it the first time.
So you're saying
But
you did not like them apples?
No, wait. Is that part of the scene I missed? I watched it with the sound off.
Yeah. Yes. So it was just math problems that you didn't
Well, I was
like?
talking to my therapist. Here's the deal. I always had a mixed relationship with Robin Williams, but I always liked his acting.
Yeah.
But I was talking in therapy about how when you have what's that?
It was my brain going, wow, he's pretty far down the list in therapy if he's in his Robin Williams talk.
No, it's actually it's more that I was about the issue of me always being scared to fight and feeling that I wasn't a man because I couldn't fight. And I was telling my therapist, I think that's really, I think that's reinforced incorrectly in our movies. You know, it's like incorrect. It's like Ben, what's his name again?
Affleck?
Not Ben, the other guy, Matt Damon. He's a tough guy. He can kick some ass.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm watching with the sound off. All of a sudden, Robin Williams has him by the throat.
Yeah.
Right? So the only way you can stop him is with a crazy Robin Williams guy from Nam. I mean, the thing is like,
well, no, but part of the whole thing is that he's from South Boston, which is a particularly tough.
Well, he is, but where's Robin Williams from?
Robin Williams has that insight. That's how
Right.
you get through to a kid from South Boston.
But they're still saying that the way to solve problems is to go up and you punch out people.
Yeah, but
That's
he
what I got
ultimately
from that
solves
movie.
the problem by hugging him and going, it's not your fault.
Oh, that's true. So they did. But it was, first of all,
I can't believe I have that much recall of that movie. Because I only saw it with the once in the theater.
well, first of all, I didn't realize it was a William Goldman script.
No, it wasn't. It was a Matt Damon, Ben Affleck script that they won an Oscar for.
Well, why did someone tell me William Goldman wrote it?
I don't know. Are you
That's
thinking? Are you
stupid.
thinking of Dead Poets Society or something?
I think I am. I think I am. Wait a second now. Hold on. No. Where he grabs Matt Damon by the neck is not Dead Poet Society, right?
Yeah, it is. No,
No,
it's not. No,
It's Good Will Hunting,
it's Good
right?
Will Hunting. Yes.
And he comes on, he's like a therapist or something, and you see him, he's in the chair. Very nice. And Matt Damon learns from the fact that he almost took his jugular vein out. But what if Robert Williams hadn't had that background? He couldn't have broken through, is the point.
This is a really bad discussion because I don't even know what movie you're talking about now.
Okay, well, I'll make it even simpler for you.
All right.
I don't mean to make it simple for you. Walking Tall, Billy Jack, all of those movies. Walking Tall.
You've really locked in on the Billy Jack thing,
right? Because I thought I wasn't a man, because I thought that I couldn't fight, that I would take Taekwondo, and that I would have like a scene, like where I say to the guy, "I'm going to take."
Right.
Go ahead.
But just any kind of assumption that involves you making a very slow threat.
I know.
Doesn't line up with reality in any way.
But that's what I wanted to be as a man.
Well, I'm glad you snapped out of it.
Well, but I snapped out of it only because I examined it in therapy.
You're not even Billy Joel.
One of the things about having the obsessive compulsive disease is that is one of the things about the disease.
Yeah.
That the disease gets you, changes how you think. So now I'm a completely different person. But I also lost my fear of getting beaten up.
Well, I think isn't that what Taekwondo brought to the table?
It did, but even until I took therapy, I still thought I was going to have one of those punch somebody out moments.
Yeah.
Which I can't do. And you're not supposed to have it.
Right.
So you're not supposed to I'm not supposed to take my Taekwondo training and force a confrontation. I have to live in the knowledge that I don't know what's going to happen. But I didn't realize that the fear was all based on me thinking I had to be a violent person.
Right.
Which I can't be. I mean, I would to defend you.
I actually had to have that fight that we talked about to realize.
I know that's the difference between me and you.
I'm no good in that situation, is what I realized.
But that probably did lessen your fear. Maybe.
Absolutely, just like getting audited when I was 24 or something did.
Did that scare you when you were? Your dad must have helped you, but
no,
not
my dad was
scared.
dead. But so I guess I was like 25. But no, my accountant helped me.
No, but I mean, you knew that your dad never worried about stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't get that from him.
Yeah.
I was very worried about it, but less worried about it once it happened, like getting punched in the face.
Yeah, that's the thing. That is the thing. But
I'm not suggesting that's how you get over it. I think you made a better choice. I just didn't have a choice in my method.
Yes. Well, did I ever tell you the story that Nick Galifianakis is Zach Galifianakis' brother, cousin, and he was telling, and I'm friends with him, and he's a really great guy. So we were hanging out, and he was telling me the story about his father could be very violent, and one time they were in this restaurant, and these two, he was a young kid, and his sister was young, and these two guys were like cursing.
Yeah.
And they said, "Hey fellas, look, like a kid's here." And so they said, "Oh, no problem." And they said, then they waited a couple seconds and they both at the same time said, "Fuck you." And by that time, before they could even say "fuck you," his father had grabbed both of them by the throat, was running, throwing them around the restaurant.
Yeah.
So I reacted to that story by crying horribly because my father couldn't do that. Right?
Yeah.
And then Nick had to say, well, no, "I'm not telling you the story because I think it was a good thing.
Right.
I'm just telling you the story because it happened."
Right. It's an indelible memory, I'm sure.
And he had to soothe me because Nick has been in some fights. He said he was similar to what you're saying. It's like once you get hit a couple times, you're not scared of it anymore. But he wasn't saying that I had to become. So this is so deeply ingrained that that shame that my father was one of those kind of people.
Right.
Well,
I'm glad you're untangling that.
Should we go to the letters, you think?
I think we should.
Have I worn out my welcome?
At the end of the psychological day, I think we should.
got the questions. What do you want to know? We love your questions so much. It's half our show. Half our show.
Pickle says, do you own any yellow articles of clothing?
I do. A couple,
I do too.
T-shirt, hazmat suit.
Rain slicker from the 60s?
Sure.
Did you ever have one of those yellow rain slickers?
Sure, of course I did.
They weren't good.
Well, they weren't comfortable. They were just rubber.
Ask me if they were comfortable.
Were they comfortable, Andy?
They
made a nice living.
They did make a nice living. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, a couple of yellow articles of clothing. Probably more yellowing articles of clothing.
I look okay in yellow. I use it a lot in my watercolors.
Yeah.
And so much so that a person once, when I was high on ecstasy, and Chris Carey, my friend, was high on ecstasy, and
You were just outing people right and left today.
What's that?
You're outing people right and left today.
Okay, not Chris Carey, just Chris. And so we were on ecstasy, and this we didn't realize that this guy was obnoxious, very obnoxious. He wasn't fun at all. He was like bringing us down. And while I was painting, he came behind me and went, busy, busy, busy. And then he went, I guess you like yellow.
Yeah. And it's still in there.
No, it didn't. No, it's only in there as a warning, as a tale that you should never do any kind of drugs like that with someone you don't know well.
Right.
Because you're going to see all of their warts.
Right.
She didn't even know. Chris, not Carrie. Chris, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Chris X. She didn't even know the guy that well. Huh? All right. Now you are sympathetic to me, aren't you?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Seth Dick the Third. Can I move on?
It's like dealing with a crazy man.
Seth Dick the Third says Mama Dick the Third was listening to the show this morning and came into the room and immediately started work on a script of a gritty reboot of The Paper Chase with Andy in the Houseman role. She says we have a meeting with Pluto TV. If Andy is attached, please advise.
Yes, Mr. Weinstein. Here's a quarter, Mr. Weinstein. I want you to go and call your mother and tell her that you're not going to be a lawyer. Very well. Are you sleeping with my daughter?
No, Professor Paper.
I believe that you are.
I would never do that, Professor Paper.
Well, it certainly helped the plot of this movie. And the best part is that Timothy Bottoms, he kind of like looks at the quarter after it, and then he kind of like, you know how you kind of like catch it in your hand, like, it worked out good. Because he goes, Mr. Weinstein, come right down to this area where I'm standing. Here's a quart. Here's a dime. People don't even know what he's talking about now. Here's a dime.
All right.
I think I've covered it, right?
I think so.
I reserve the right to go back in.
All right. We'll table the Paper Chase impression.
Anyway, I'm all for it. Dan Wade says, Hey, Andy. It's not just your uncle. I also learned it as, oh, what a goose I am. Right. That's how, he learned it that way too. Josh, no doubt, learned it as, oh, what a great duck I am.
Ha ha.
Ah!
Do you get that?
No, I don't. You knew I didn't get it, right?
I did know that, yes.
What does it mean?
Well, it's a very specific Minnesota reference, which is, you know the game Duck, Duck, Goose?
Yes.
We played Duck, Duck, Gray Duck in Minnesota.
No, you didn't really.
We do. And it's the only state in the union where that takes place, where that diversion takes place. So we'll go like purple duck, blue duck, green duck, yellow duck, gray duck.
It's crazy. I mean, it's like And that isn't where it stops.
I think
there's also open stage.
But that's right. We called it open stage instead of open mic.
Yeah. You're crazy.
Which is more inviting, frankly.
It's what?
More inviting.
It is more inviting. That's right. I would never argue that open mic is a better word. Although it does seem crazy to me. What do you mean open stage? Well, what do you mean open mic? I'll never forget when I got in that fist fight with that comic.
I think Acme, I can't remember what Acme calls it.
Oh.
I think they probably call it open mic by this point.
One of the listeners will know. What?
Huh? BD West says, hello. Why did the bubble gum cross the road? It was stuck to the chicken's foot. Is a street joke that never fails to garner me a laugh. Please, I need a new street joke. Thank you very much.
I think that's an excellent street joke.
Do you?
Well, I don't know that it's I only in the sense of the street.
It's more of a road joke than a street joke.
It's more of a road joke.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, one of my favorite jokes is why the horse went into the bar and the bartender goes, why the long face?
Uh-huh.
And maybe now that I've told it, none of these jokes are funny.
Well,
jokes.
Well, this, at least his, the bubblegum thing, it has that meta quality.
That's true.
I think that was really the earliest meta jokes are chicken crossing the road.
Right. Well, I thought wanting to see if time flies was a very clever wordplay for a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, did you know I used to wear an ascot as a young child?
Did you stop?
Don't call me Boopsy. Oh, I've never gotten to read one.
But you didn't give him a new street joke.
Oh, okay. New street joke.
Prostitute comes up to a guy at the bar, says, I'll do anything you want for $300. He says, paint my house.
Okay, I'll do you a street joke. I don't have one. I really don't have one. I'm sorry. I have failed. What's 5Q? Okay, I got one. You ready?
All right, sure.
What's 5Q and 5Q?
Thank you very much.
Oh, it still gets me. You're right. These are the funniest jokes. I give up.
All right. Do the Boopsy question then.
Oh, I forgot that I was doing the next one. Don't call me Boopsy says, I would like to request that Andy always reads Wookie Talkies questions. I love the way he pronounces it. Is it because it's not Wookie Talkie?
You're a little heavy on the double O.
Wookie.
Yeah.
Wookie Talkie.
Yeah.
Is it from Star Wars?
Don't call me Boopsy. Yes, it is.
Ah.
And walkie-talkie. It's a portmanteau.
Oh, is that like a food term too?
No.
Oh, I thought that was like a dog in a blanket.
That's a pimento.
I absolutely didn't know the difference. I'm saying.
You know what the worst portmanteau that's going on right now?
What's that?
My eyes feel like a combination of stress, dry, and sandpaper. Stry paper?
Is that a commercial?
Yes.
Is it for the Burbank firm?
No, it's for eye drops.
I have to tell you, I saw it again. The kid, I'm not kidding you. The kid, we won. He's 7 feet tall, this kid.
He's a big kid. I think he's a catcher.
And now, if you look at that commercial,
he's kind of like the fat kid from Bad News Bears.
I don't know who that is really, but I should. But I'm starting to see that there is more sexual tension in a grandpa-granddaughter way with those two.
Yeah. I think you're giving her way too much credit with granddaughter, I have to say.
You think she's in his age range?
Not quite his range. But she's well within the second wife age range.
Susan was watching with me the other day. And she goes, "Ugh, look at those earrings. They are terrible. They're terrible.
But they
earrings.
match the necklace."
Oh, really?
You sure you don't want the earrings that go with that necklace? No, I want a living trust.
You couldn't act that bad trying to act that bad. That comes from you don't just come out of the womb polishing an apple. You learn
Yes.
to polish an apple in your shirt.
It's true.
Okay, I won't keep going with that.
Jason, Karate Man Parton says, I was listening to the last show on the day I had some precancerous spots frozen off my face. It was not very pleasant, and the podcast was difficult too. Ba-dum.
Ba-dum-dump-dump. I like it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your precancerous spots. I'm glad they're precancerous and off your face now, though.
Oh, you sound like you were going for a slam.
No, I'm genuinely offering my best wishes on your face spots.
It's always good when they come off.
I come from a melanoma family, so.
Why did I laugh at that? I find cancer references funny.
That's good. Then you're with the right dude.
Tweet Bahara, dropper. He's such a horror. He's Tweet Bahara. He's Tweet Bahara for you.
Tweet Bahara says, it's getting ridiculous. A major diet plan company just changed their name to Weight Watchers.
Come on, for God's sakes, Andy.
Okay, that's a great joke. I blew it.
Try it again.
Okay. Tweet Bahara says, it's getting ridiculous. A major diet plan company just changed their name to Weight Watchers. That's very good. And I'm going to like it.
That's good. The Tweet Bahara double take is here. He says, Josh, not to be creepy, which is always a preface to being creepy. But Allison was really grateful to you for cleaning up that jar of salsa she dropped this morning. She was very tired. Thank you.
Is he in your house with the camera?
He is in my house, yes.
What happened? Is this some Facebook drama?
Well, everything is Facebook drama for my wife. Which is why Tweet Bahara knows that she dropped a jar of salsa and I cleaned it up.
Because she was upset, but she was like, God damn it, right? Or you just said, I got it, honey. Don't even worry.
It was kind of that.
Was it,
luckily, it was a glass jar that kind of, it didn't spray glass. So it was one of those where the bottom kind of came off the glass jar.
Yes, it's La Victoria.
It was all, I don't remember what it was. But it was thick enough so that it also didn't spray. So I just took a mass of paper towels and sort of picked up the whole mass and got most of it at once.
Yeah, but if it was me, I would have still been like, what if there's a piece of thing and then we have to shut the house down? Shut it down. Don't walk. You shouldn't be walking. Don't look at the floor. Don't even look at the floor.
Yeah, I can see you putting up Jewish police tape.
You don't know where it's been. He could have had it on his... That's always my big fear is the wedge of glass that gets in that foot.
Yeah.
And then kills you, I guess, is what my fear is.
I think that's within 3 minutes. It's like a snake bite.
Doctor says you're going to die.
You have to suck the glass out of your foot.
Checky Flop Sweat says, hey guys, what kind of reaction do you both have to daylight savings time other than Andy not walking into cars? It takes me about 175 days to adjust every time. Oh, this is the first year I probably talked about this already. This is the first year that I was completely aware of when it was changing. And because I have a walking addiction, it's the greatest. That extra hour is so great. Yeah. Because if you walk in the valley when it's dusk, I'm telling you, the other day, it wasn't even completely dusk. I could not see the car if his lights are not on. It's not a car. It's a silent thing.
Old man problems. Those old man problems.
They just keep coming. He doesn't stop whining.
I'm very pro daylight savings this year because I've been waking up super early. So now it's like an hour later, and psychologically that has a lot of effect.
You sound like you're feeling better to me.
I'm actually today. I actually am not. Last night I didn't sleep at all, and my legs hurt today. So, but it's,
you know what?
I've been on sort of a good day, bad day, or more of a thing lately. Okay. So.
Someone sent me a picture.
But even the good days, really, let's be honest, not that great.
I'm sorry. I hope it gets better.
I hope so too. I'm supposed to talk to the surgeon next week, but my presumption is that it'll be like, yeah, nerves take a while.
Yeah, it's no skin off his nerve, I guess.
That's right.
I don't like the way these doctors, once it's not their back.
Yeah.
Well, it's never their back. Yeah, but I like a doctor who's like, oh, I don't know. I'm so upset about it. I can feel the pain myself. You don't want that doctor either.
No, I want a little more empathy than I'm getting.
It's a terrible,
but not quite to pep talk.
Oh God, these people are getting me mad. Who's next? There's 2 Shecky Flop Sweats.
It's 2 for Tuesday on Friday.
The second one?
Shecky says, shout out to all listeners who can possibly afford to support the boys. Indeed. Consider the value you're getting per hour. I finally kicked in some coffees after Monday's hilarious episode. Come on, people.
I'm so
Thank
embarrassed.
you, Shecky.
Now. Well, I'm so embarrassed that that's my account, Shecky Flop.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I mean, no. Thank you, S. Covert.
I want to send a special shout out to Rosemarie for her gobsmacking donations this month.
Thank you, Rosemarie. We love you. I loved you before this. Why does
So
everything have to be a...
You just made me sound super mercenary. Thanks.
What's the matter with me? Who am I trying to show up? What do I stand to gain?
DB says the Marx Brothers started as a singing act, and crowds would often throw things at them. They had to stand there and take it until Minnie gave them a sign from the back of the room that she'd been paid. Then they could throw things back. Ever had to duck anything on stage?
I have.
Yeah.
Because I played the Reading Festival in England, and about a minute into my act, one of the British acts said they heard your American voice. It sounded slightly higher, and that was it. It was over. And they started
pelted
to throw
with crumpets.
No, plastic bottles. And then they told me, get the hell off.
Yeah.
I was trying to be a hero.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I never saw Susan in so much pain. It's worse to watch somebody.
But at least you got the
terrible...
phrase, I was trying to be a hero into your life somehow.
But it is harder to watch someone bomb than it is to bomb even, I think. If you
It
care about
depends.
them.
Yeah. There's some people that's really great.
Well, it's just fun to watch me bomb sometimes too, but this looked like a...
Yeah, but yours, that's baked in.
Yes. But this was not fun to watch even.
No, I can imagine. I can imagine. You at a rock festival is not a good match. Was it a rock festival?
It was the Reading. Yes, in fact, it was a great festival only in the fact that I'd never heard this band before this guy called Baby Shambles. And he's actually excellent. Who dated Kate? He was dating Kate Moss for a while. 96, 97. It was really.
Yeah. By now he's like full grown man shambles.
Yeah, it's like, have you heard of him?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I think if I told you the name of the band, his name is Pete somebody.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay. Better?
Sure.
Stephen Elton Yates says, guys, do you wear aftershave or cologne? I really like to wear fragrance, but rarely do because I don't want to be that guy. I actually have cologne because it happens to be really good, and I can't remember the name of it. But I've had it for several years now, and I just keep going back for more because it's excellent.
Yeah. I do not wear any fragrance because I think it's a dick move. I really do.
Well, if it's cheap, it's a dick move.
I don't. Well, that's in the nose of the beholder.
I like when Jen Kirkman was going off on how she cannot stay in a car that has those fresheners, and so I never put one of those in there. But now I realize don't put them in there, right? Those pine tree hanging off of the thing makes you sick.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't like scents in general.
Yeah,
I really don't. It really bothers me.
I think you'd like mine.
Once in a while, like Allison will have some sort of lotion or something that has some aromatic ingredient where it just becomes the center of my fucking universe if I'm in the room.
So you don't go, you get a lot of couples
Even like,
massages.
like Dr. Bronner's soap is like a fucking peppermint face punch.
Do you ever, that stuff is good to read on his stuff. Dr. Bronner.
I suppose if you're,
If you're
we all know,
90.
we all know when someone's reading that though.
How do you know?
Huh?
How do you know when they're reading it?
It is only something that people read on the toilet, let's be honest. Why else would you walk into your bathroom and just start reading? Come on.
Come on, people. Well, you made it into bathroom humor.
I know. No, I made it into bathroom facts. Stephen out in the eights follows up because it's 2 for Tuesday, Friday. Does either of your significant others wear perfume? If so, how do you feel about it?
Susan rarely does, and I think and I do like it. I happen to like perfume. I'm a man.
Allison very rarely does, and it's okay because it's a scent I picked out.
Sounds like Shangri-La over there. Steve says, when/if the day comes that you're regularly performing live again, is there something that your podcast fans should do to let you know? Will TJ Miller and Cash Levy podcast fans shout silly falsetto pod catchphrases when they take the stage? Ugh, sounds terrible.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Please don't do that.
Please don't do that. What you should do is approach us after the show.
Yeah, can't you let us know after the show when we have more time?
How about don't make a scene? How about that?
Yeah, I don't want to hear coo 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 coo. Or what's the one from Wonderful Life? Hee haw, hee haw.
There's like fucking Segura has 1 million of them on his fucking podcast, and you get a lot of that at his shows.
And so, what does he do? Does he put them down when they yell out?
He rolls with it. He has pretty good command of the space.
Why don't you just say it? The man is rolling in it.
He is rolling in it. Yes.
He has nothing to complain
He's fucking
about.
playing arenas now.
That's unbelievable.
I know.
I don't want to, I say this because I'm not playing them, but I don't want to play arenas.
Arenas are no good for comedy.
They're not good for comedy.
I have done comedy in an arena because of Cinematic Titanic.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. I literally had to have the audience mic'd and put into the stage monitors.
So you could hear something.
So you could feel the laughter, the timing of the laughter.
It's no good. It's no good. That's why I said, when they said Andrew Dice Clay played the Meadowlands, I said, and let's wrap it up then, if that's what you're saying.
All right.
Is it me or you? I forget everything.
John Dunbar says, with Andy's constant struggle figuring out his feelings about the Foo Fighters, does he know Josh made an album with a Foo Fighter? I didn't know I made an album with a Foo Fighter. I didn't until I picked up 1,000 Ways to Fall. Can we hear more about borrowing Lindsey Buckingham's 12-string from a closet?
Now you're going to have to fill in all of the blanks here, my friend.
I don't think there was a Foo Fighter involved. There was a member of the Wallflowers involved playing Hammond B3. Which we borrowed from the keyboard player from Little Feat.
Right.
And Paul Barrere, the guitar player and singer from Little Feat, played on the album.
That's cool.
But this was all roadie connect. I mean, my buddy Scott Pinkerton, who did the producing with me and is the official producer of record, but we did it together. He had been a guitar tech and keyboard tech and all, both on the road and in the studio for a bunch of acts and was with Little Feat for years. So he had lots of goodwill and connections. And the Lindsey Buckingham, we were able to borrow that electric 12-string with the caveat that as long as you don't change it, put new strings on it.
Well, what does that mean? I mean, he keeps old strings on it?
Yeah, because he wants his particular sound.
Yeah, but I have to. I can't disagree with Lindsey Buckingham because he's an excellent guitarist.
You shouldn't. Yeah.
But they do get to go dead at one point, just dead. Oh, he probably wanted them at this. Why do I have to ruin an anecdote? Just let you finish the fucking anecdote
but then again,
and enjoy yourself.
But an electric 12-string is unusually bright to begin with.
That's true. So it probably did sound good. Was it fun to play?
I didn't play it.
Oh.
Thank God.
I've only played it a couple of times.
I sang things for Pink to play while we worked out the solo and stuff.
Right. That's a great story, everybody. Come on. Now we're talking. Shut up, Andy. Just get to the next one. Dan Marsh says, hey, guys.
But as a follow-up, you can check out Allison's music and that song that he's referring to, It'll Only End in Tears, at Allison McLeod, ALLISONMACLEOD.bandcamp.com. All right.
Thank you. I'm sorry for cutting you off before you got. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Sorry about that. Dan Marsh says, hey, guys, what's the worst experience you had at a motel or comedy condo on the road? One leaps out at me. When I played Salt Lake City, was a place called Cartoons, a horrible club. And I stayed at a place that was literally $12 a night. And I couldn't even sleep, and then I put myself in the travel lodge.
Yeah.
And paid the additional $18 or whatever it was, $20 a night. It was to stay there, but that was the war. I literally couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I don't like condos at all, really.
No,
they have to be bad.
I would rather have a shittier hotel room than a nicer comedy condo with the
Absolutely.
I had really bad hotel rooms for sure. There was one time in Winnipeg where they put me in this literal flop house above their club, and it was 30 plus below zero, and the power kept going out, and I was trying to write a script at the time, and so it would keep crashing my computer, and it was just like I was there for, it was like over a New Year's, so I was there for like a 10-day stretch.
Was it Rumors?
No, it was, I can't remember. Was it Comedy Oasis, maybe?
Oh my God. That must have been a nightmare.
It was a fucking nightmare. And because I was there for like over 2 weekends, it was like after about 4 days, I went, I either have to go home or you have to put me in a hotel.
Oh, what'd they do?
They put me in a hotel.
Thank God.
I was featuring, the headliner was already in a hotel.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Graham Friday says, what day is question day next week? Test show 249. Good point, Graham.
Watch this space.
Watch this space. You never know. I prefer, personally, and I think probably Josh agrees with me, I like when we can get Monday in for some reason. It makes you feel like you've accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
But this Monday, someone named Eddie stole my identity. Boom.
Richard Cole says, Josh, I'm familiar with some of Elvis Costello's early records. The last one I bought was King of America. Can you suggest some of your favorites from the last 30 years? He's performing in Toronto this August, and I might go see him. His latest is pretty good. Past King of America, I would say Blood and Chocolate, which came out at the same time as King of America, was good. Brutal Youth is pretty good. I don't know. There's a bunch that I haven't bought, or there's actually a bunch I bought and didn't listen to much to.
Well, the Brodsky Quartet.
That was after then too. Yeah, the Burt Bacharach Painted from Memory album is pretty good.
He's married to Diana. Is he married or just goes out with Diana Krall?
He's married and they have twin sons.
That's amazing. That's great. What am I? Who am I turning into?
They're registered.
Shut up already.
They're registered if you want.
God damn it. What a horrible voice and a person. Esai 76 says, this October, a new movie comes out that I consider to be a Jewish exploitation movie. It's called I'm Gonna Get You, Sukkot. Sukkot.
Sukkot, yeah.
Sukkot. I'm going to like it right during the show. I'm going to get you, Sukkot. That's a look. You know, the only thing I'll say, Esai, is that you went a long way. You almost went down one avenue, came up through a cul-de-sac.
I really feel like there was some Wikipediaing in the making of that joke, too.
Well, you can't, it's not like a test where he has to have
That's right. No.
Yeah.
Myron Monkey Spunk.
Oh!
Says, what do you do with dog shit? Do you follow them out every time they go out and pick it up, or do you wait and pick it up weekly? Question for Josh and or Andy as Putin.
I can do Putin, but you do Josh first.
I do more. It's more of a roundup thing.
Yeah. It's got to be fantastic to have a house where your doggies can do their thing, right?
It is nice.
Yeah. So you never go on a walk around the neighborhood?
The dogs go for a walk. I don't take them because of my walking issues, but.
Oh, right.
But I play, Lucky is more into Lucky likes fetch. So you can exercise her with a tennis ball pretty good.
Don't you Schwein. It's not the German, right?
I don't know.
Da. I am Vladimir Putin.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what the fuck you were doing, man.
I am Vladimir Putin. Da. I don't know why. I don't do Putin, maybe.
Maybe not.
Putin. I do George Bush Sr. saying Putin.
Yeah.
Putin.
Okay, do it.
Putin.
No, do the George Bush saying it.
I hate that joke. I get that joke all the time. I've got it my whole life. Now do Barbara Streisand. Now do Dylan. I love it. I laugh, though. I laugh that. We're down to the last couple of questions, right?
Are we?
Well, I got two chaotic neutrals.
All right. Because it's 2 for Tuesday, Friday.
Hey, guys. Chaotic Neutral says, hey, guys, so I got a gig hosting a monthly comedy panel show, and I'm worried about how much we can borrow questions and topics from similar UK shows. Not trying to steal jokes, of course, but an outside observer would see obvious similarities. Any advice? It's a tough question, Josh, because I don't really... Oh, he included what? He included something in another follow-up. I think you could... The way he's phrasing it, he sounds like he stole something.
Yeah, exactly. That is the question of a guilty man, is kind of how I see it.
Look, we're not taking anything, but we're making a reference.
Right.
Don't get me involved in
We're
this
inspired by. Anytime
it's an homage.
I think anytime borrow is in quotation marks, you're in shaky ethical ground.
I'm not swiping it, but I'm just see if I can hold on to it for a minute. You think they'll get upset? I don't know what the shows are either.
I don't either.
Well, we have it on SoundCloud.
That appears to be his show called Yes and.
I'll check it out. I won't do it on our time though.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hand.
That really is a great name for a teacher. Oh, Josh, you have any letters?
I don't know if we have any letters. Let's. Do
you have more questions?
No, I think we're good. Oh. I think if you want to support the show, as suggested earlier, go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral and buy us a coffee or two, or many more, as some have.
A lot of times in the show, we'll get to this point, and people will think about that I'm either thinking or perceiving that Josh is going to drop the hammer on me.
Well, at the end of the psychological day, you're not wrong.
Haman, he was swinging while Mordecai was singing in Shushan long ago. Okay, kids,